Does anybody have any questions? Any kind of question? 보사님. I think so. Yeah, I think we know some people. Some old Korean person who even got transmission from Musangsa in America. I know one Bolsani. Yeah. I mean, old people, Zen masters get cancer. Yeah. It's, hopefully they relate to it well. I mean, we all still have old age, sickness, and death. So, when Zen Master Seung San, I've said this many times, in 2002 he was in the hospital for 6 weeks, and he was in intensive care for 10 days, and he was actually put into a coma by the doctors because his body had a few serious sicknesses. And when people came from Hwagesa, when they found out he was there, first the abbot was telling everybody at Hwagesa he was in Hong Kong. Probably so not too many people went to the hospital, while he was sick. But when they found out he's in Samson Byungwan in Yangjae in Seoul, a lot of people showed up at the intensive care unit. And many of them were saying to me, "Why is your teacher sick? He's enlightened." And I said, "Buddha was also sick before he died." "Yeah, but why is he sick?" So we get this idea that even if you practice well, somehow you're free from birth, old age, sickness, and death. I mean, your body's still going to have that. But I think your attitude will be different. The way you receive it, if you've practiced really well, will be different. They say body pain is natural. Suffering is a choice. So if I choose to, get mentally and emotionally suffering, I've chosen that, even though this body, will do whatever it will do. Now, it's a good question what you ask, because we talk about clear mind. But when somebody has dementia, presumably they're not clear. They may not know where they are or who you are, even if they're children. When I started to lose the memory of recent things and people I met, it's pretty normal, I guess, when you get older. But I thought, maybe I'll get dementia. Like, maybe I won't recognize any of you. Maybe Bobwasanim will come in my room with some juice in the morning, and it's like, "Who are you?" What's that? And what I thought was, could I still be happy because floor's yellow? Oh, it's sunny outside. I don't know. Maybe. Why not? Even now when I wake up in the morning, did you ever wake up and not know where you are? You wake, yeah, a lot of people do. You wake up, and maybe if you live at home, one morning you wake up in the Yosache. What? Where am I? And it takes a little while to realize, oh, I'm at Musangsa in the Yosache. how'd I get here? Or why'd I come here? I'm quite aware, because I do see the news sometimes, that the climate situation is quite getting serious, And so recently I've started to think each morning when I wake up, I think to myself, another incredible day on planet Earth. Because both as an individual and as a species, we don't know how many more we have, right? As individuals, any of us could die today. And as a human species, it's looking a little more dangerous than it used to. So can you return to just now and do what you can and enjoy it? Get some feeling of joy. I don't know how many of them become sick when they're old. I think most Zen masters who become sick that I've read about in American stuff, they're working hard for others, working hard. So it's not a surprise. They get sick. I think dementia is just, maybe in the past people didn't get dementia or even cancer because they died in their 30s. They didn't get old enough to get those things. And the few people who got old, well, we don't know if they got that or not. When I worked in a psychiatric hospital in the 1970s, I remember one of the doctors and I were talking, and he had spent 2 or 3 years in Nepal in the 60s as part of his training. And he said in that part of the world, the most serious disease were infections, like we're having now with the COVID, that most people eventually got sick from viruses or bacteria, and they died in their 20s, 30s, 40s. But the diseases that were really big in the West at that same time were cancer and heart disease, which usually happened in your 60s and 70s. Now they happen earlier. And he said he realized when he was over there, the reason cancer or heart disease wasn't big in the poor countries is nobody got old enough. They died of something else before that. So now the average age in Korea is about 80. Well, that's pretty amazing if your brain still works clearly, even if you've been practicing. So don't just practice so, I'll never get sick or I'll never get dementia. Practice so I'm clear right now. I think that's the main point. And then if we're clear, then because we realize impermanence deeply, impermanence is just natural. It's a part of life.